when using ChatGPT, we can type the prompt, and then the ChatGPT can give us the response. However, if our input is a file, maybe a text file or media file, then we can use a GPT tool, Advanced Data Analysis. To open this tool, we can open the sidebar, and then you will be able to see the Advanced Data Analysis here. By pick up this tool and create a new chat, you are ready to use this tool. The file we are going to process is the New Jersey tax return form, NJ1040. So I first upload the file as the input, and then type prompt, extract this documentation to the plain text, and then read the documentation and tell me all the information that is requesting. So the response is, based on the documentation, New Jersey resident return form NJ1040, the following pieces of information are being requested. So we can see all the pieces of information are requested are being listed here. It's kind of a summary. Well, I want to get more details. I also want to have the identifier. So I type another prompt, reread the text and break down the question into smallest level of details and provide the identifier or each question in the document. So you can see Advanced Data Analysis is able to provide more details and also provide identifier. The information is not be able to fit into one response. So the information was get cut off due to the limit of response to one of the prompt. So when the information get cut off, I type continue, or you can type proceed. And then the information will be get continued to be displayed. So you can see for the second response, I will be able to get all the pieces of details and also have the identifier listed here. So this use case, we can see the Advanced Data Analysis can directly extract the data information from the PDF file and summarize it. Next, I want to process a larger file, which is about 20 pages. It is a New Jersey state travel and reimbursement policy. So it's about 20 pages. They cover the procedure for travel application, reimbursement, and other informations. So I upload this 20 pages travel procedure, and I ask to extract this documentation and read the document. So I was given the response saying I have successfully extracted text from this document, and then a summary of this 20 pages PDF documentation. At this time, I didn't feel the enough details covered, so I give the prompt, tell me all the information in this documentation. And then the Advanced Data Analysis was able to categorize the response into a 12 list and provide more details. So if I'm not interested in the whole documentation, I'm only interested in part of the document. So we can ask to summarize part of the policy. So here's example. I ask, please reread the document and summarize the policy for out-of-state travel policy. So then I was given the summary of out-of-state travel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different approval steps. After they retrieve the information and process the information on the travel procedure file, which help us a lot. Otherwise, we have to go through all the 20 pages to find where the travel information is. And after that, I ask the question. So sometimes when we travel, and one of the issue is we may have no idea if a hotel stay will be reimbursed a lot according to the policy. So I ask, reread the document. Tell me if I'm allowed to have a hotel stay in Manhattan, NYC at the price of $358 during my travel. So the response is, based on the guidance of the document, whether a hotel stay in Manhattan, NYC at the price of $358 is permissible depend on the federal per diem rate established for the lodging in the area. This perfectly makes sense. Actually, that is and how the state determine it if hotel stay will be reimbursed or not. And in addition, they also provide me more details about the procedure of approval and documentation and receipt. So next, I'm interested in the international travel. So instead of search through the whole document, I ask advanced data analysis to summarize the policy for international travel. And I was given 4 regulations about the travel approval, requirement, approval, guidance, and the post-approval requirement. This they are summarized pretty well according to the travel procedure policy. And then lastly, I provide a prompt, reread the document, and tell me the procedure of reimbursement about the travel. And they also summarize into 7 steps. I also ask some of the difficult questions. One of the questions I ask is, I paid a parking ticket by cash, but I lost the ticket. How to get reimbursed? So the response is, they didn't tell me yes or no answer, but instead the response is, the document outlined for travel-related expense, and particularly those that involve cash payment, supporting document is essential for reimbursement. Loss of receipt, like parking ticket, will complicate the reimbursement process. And also, there are some of the steps was recommended in the response. For example, document the expense, you have to write a written explanation detailing your circumstance. I try to find another receipt, get approval for your department head, ethics office, and then submit through proper channels. So these are all, make sense to me according to the policy defined in the procedure. So at the end, I ask the advanced data analysis to read the documentation and summarize reimbursement procedure for cash payment. I give the response in 6 steps. And finally, if I want to give a presentation about the reimbursement procedure, so I ask to create some slides for presentation purpose. As you can see, at the end, you can see a PowerPoint slides is ready for download. And if you click View Analysis by the end of the document, and you will be able to see some of the Python code. This Python code is actually the scripts was used to generate this PowerPoint. However, if you download the file PowerPoint and you find something which need to be improved, you also can type the prompt to ask for improvement. So this is the example showing you how to use advanced data analysis to process a larger file. One takeaway is, if the data information was not able to fit into one response, you can type continue or proceed in a prompt. So the rest of the information will be continuous to display. The advanced data analysis is very good at process the structured data, such as a CSV file. So this is a CSV file and have the data for and freshman enrollment. In the recent few years, I didn't check the accuracy for the data, but we just use it to demo how the advanced data analysis to process the CSV file. So I upload this CSV file to the advanced data analysis. Then I ask, please explain the structure and the data in the uploaded document. So I was able to get the response and specify the structure, row structure and the column structure. So I want to see some of the enrollment data by year. So I asked, create a table showing public and private freshman enrollment by year. And also I give the restriction how they display the data with a separate row for each. So you can see I was able to see a table having the public and private freshman enrollment by the year from 2019, 2020. So if you need more years, you can revise the prompt to ask for more years, like 2021 to be displayed. Oh, here we can see all the years from 2019 to 2024. We also can ask to visualize the data. Right, I type the prompt, visualize each of these separate series, and then a plot was displayed to us. And also there are some of the descriptions. So the plot generated by using the default setting. We also can change the plot setting. So I want to change the title. So you can directly write the prompt. Change the title to freshman enrollment in United States by sector. So you can see the title of the plot change. And also, I want to see the data marker, which is missing in this plot. So I ask to add the data marker in the chart. So you can see this plot has data marker comparing to the first one. And if you view the analysis, then the Python script will pop up to show you how the file was processed. If I want to get some data which is not stored in the original dataset, for example, I want to have the ratio of public 4-year to private 4-year enrollment over the time. This data was not included in the CSV file, but it can be calculated. So after I type the prompt, I get a response of the ratio, which is calculated based on data read from the documentation. I also can visualize the ratio. And from the ratio, you can see from 2019 to 2021 is going down. So I ask the question, what are the data in the original dataset correlated with the drop of the ratio? Then the advanced data analysis provide the additional information of the enrollment by factors. So this might be related with the drop of the ratio between 2019 to 2021. And I even can just ask to generate some chart. I don't exactly know what are the chart we need to generate to summarize all the information and visualize all the information. I can directly just write, create some chart to visualize the data in the original data set. And then the freshman by enrollment by factor, by sector was generated. So if we need more chart, so we can ask again, generate a 5 chart to visualize the original data set. And then I get a response with 5 different charts showing for different data collection. And there's some of the explanation here. Right. So if you want to visualize the information not covered in a previous plot, and then you can ask to generate more chart if the original data was not covered. Well, when we type this prompt, there's some of the empty figures pop up. And we also see some of the valid plot. So if I want to do the presentation, so I want to include all the data chart and exclude the plot which has low data show off, which probably some of the error or issue, so the data did not show up. So we want to only include the plot which has the data. And also I want to add a description for each chart. All right, so then the advanced data analysis was able to create a slides and also add a description. At the end, they provide the link for download. And you also can see there's a Python scripts was generated. for creating the slides. Well, when I read the slides, I was not happy because the trend in each plot was not analyzed. So I asked to analyze the trend in the data for each chart, included in the slides. And then a revised slides was provided. In these slides, that it includes the plot and also the description of the data trend for each chart. So after we go through the slides to double check, and then we are be able to use the slides for the presentation.